Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cheryl Smith, and I am the Deputy City Manager of Neighbourhood and Community-Wide Services at the City of London. We are proud to have musicians with such great talent right here in the Forest City to help us celebrate the unveiling of this beautiful piece of artwork today. London is proud of its art and culture. Thank you for joining us today at RBC Place, London, for the unveiling of the UNESCO City of Music mural. To provide some context, the mural was created by local artist Tova Hasiwar through the City of London's Public Art and Monument Program in partnership with the London Arts Council and RBC Place London. Today's celebration will begin with remarks from the City of London, the artist behind this beautiful piece of artwork, the London Arts Council, and RBC London. After all our speakers have delivered their remarks, we will hold a photo opportunity and they will be able to respond to any questions that you may have. Before we introduce our speakers, I'd like to provide a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we are gathered today on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, Lenape-Wauk, and Attawandaron. We honor and respect the history, languages, and culture of the diverse Indigenous people who call this territory home. We acknowledge all the treaties that are specific to this area. The Two-Row Wampum Belt Treaty of the Haudenosaunee Confederacy Silver Covenant Chain, the beaver hunting grounds of the Haudenosaunee-Nanfan Treaty of 1701, the McKee Treaty of 1790, the London Township Treaty of 1796, the Huron Tract Treaty of 1827 with the Anishinaabe and the Dish with One Spoon Covenant Wampum of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee. The three Indigenous nations that are neighbors to London are the Chippewa of the Thames First Nation, Oneida Nation of the Thames, and the Munsee Delaware Nation, who all continue to live as sovereign nations with individual and unique languages, cultures, and customs. Now, I would like to welcome Mayor Josh Morgan to the stage.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. And first, let me start off by acknowledging a couple of my council colleagues who are in the audience today. I see Councillor Rahman, Councillor Pribble, and Councillor Cuddy. I don't know if I see anybody. Oh, I see Councillor Frank in the back, always at the back of the room, making sure we don't mess anything up. So thanks, Councillor Frank. But thank you to members of council for being here and joining us in this celebration. I'd like to start by saying that this is such a stunning piece of art. This art contributes creatively to the ongoing revitalization of London's core and is a superb addition to the city's public art and monument collection. Tova, this is phenomenal work. From everyone at the City of London, I want to thank you for the time and dedication you put into this mural. It's no secret that public art inspires, and strong public art program brings communities together to celebrate the best of a city's diverse arts and culture. It bolsters civic pride, creates meaningful and prominent employment for artists, and attracts tourism and investment. Public art monuments are recognized as a significant tool for city building and beautification. The City of London, in partnership with the London Arts Council, continues to administer the commissioning of public art projects, such as the artwork we see here. Whether it's large monuments or small public art pieces, the City of London and the London Arts Council have made such a positive impact in London by defining and strengthening our city's unique identity through art. Public art celebrates and honors our culture and history. We're so proud to be gathered here today to celebrate the intersection of music and visual art. It's a great way to bring prominence to our UNESCO City of Music designation. But what exactly does that designation mean? How do London's artists, songwriters, producers, engineers, venues, and educational institutions benefit from this designation? Well, London's UNESCO City of Music designation is our ongoing commitment to developing and strengthening our music sector. This designation provides London with a unique, one-of-a-kind distinction that no other community in Canada has, and it connects our local music sector to the world. The designation recognizes London's unique position as a music hub and acknowledges the importance that music plays in connecting to all genres of the arts, including the visual arts, and it defines our city's cultural identity. As an official UNESCO City of Music, London has the opportunity to open a new era of collaboration between the city, its residents, and its music communities, both locally and globally. This designation also acts as the catalyst to encourage continued music innovation, connected thinking, and cooperation. This designation also reaffirms that London is an international hub for music and culture, home to incredibly talented artists, songwriters, producers, sound engineers, venue and festival operators, and world-renowned music education programs. The UNESCO Creative Cities Network started in 2004 to promote cooperations between cities that have identified creativity as a strategic factor for sustainable urban development. Just under 300 cities in the world make up this network, working together towards a common objective, placing creativity and culture at the heart of their development plans and at the local level, and cooperating actively at the international level. I want to thank Corey Crossman, our Music Industry Development Officer, Robin Armistead, our Manager of Cultural Services at the City of London, and all our contributing community arts partners for successfully obtaining this UNESCO City of Music designation for London. Also for continuing and connecting visual arts projects that have been created through the City of London's Public Art and Monument Program. On behalf of the City of London, I'd like to thank everyone within the London Arts Council, as well as RBC Place, and of course Tova, the artist, for bringing this beautiful mural to life and bringing London's UNESCO City of Music designation to the forefront. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor Morgan. Our next speaker is the local artist behind this beautiful piece, Tova Hasiwar. Tova is known for and has achieved much success with her distinct style of work, which pays homage to pop art through the use of bold, clean lines and vivid colors. She has produced artwork for organizations including Google, Nike, Alibi Entertainment, Huron County, TIFF, Pride Toronto, Nuit Blanche, and MST Industries, just to name a few. Please, welcome Tova.
Hi. Thank you, guys. I wrote a speech because otherwise I tend to ramble on, so here we go. It's an honor to be here today and to be introduced by Mayor Josh Morgan, to be in the presence of my peers and other esteemed guests. There were a lot of people involved throughout the course of this project that I would like to express my deepest gratitude towards, and I'll be doing so in the form of shout-outs throughout this speech. As we all know, it takes a village, and this was no exception. Creating this piece in honor of the London UNESCO City of Music designation was a privilege to receive. Shout out to the assessment panel for selecting me. I'm so proud to be a part of the mosaic that makes up this beautiful city and have this opportunity to contribute to its history again with this amazing project. So special thanks to the London Arts Council team for their tremendous support throughout this entire process. We're so lucky to have the Arts Council spearheading professional art projects like these. But also big shout out to the City of London Cultural Services for recognizing the importance of art in our city and providing consistent and meaningful opportunities for professional artists throughout the City of London's Public Art and Monument Program. I just wanted to read a quick excerpt from my expression of interest, if I may. So music is within and all around us. It serves a purpose so necessary, it is universally recognized. It breaks cultural ignorance and unites us. It transcends language barriers with its ability to communicate through limitless combinations of tones and tempo, influencing how we interact with the world. So love it or hate it, an emotional response is usually unavoidable, much like public art. So whether or not you have a background in the arts, you can appreciate and or react to public art on a level similar to music. Placed into the public sphere to be interpreted and dissected, accessible art, both audible and visual, rises above prehistoric divides. It's through sound and sight we can blend and come closer to a universal acceptance and respect for one another. A lot. Music has always played an integral role in my life, from my piano studies in the Royal Conservatory to attending both Lester B. Pearson and Beale Art, two amazing institutions of the arts here in London that very much shaped who I am today. In my early 20s, I found myself deep in the London local music scene, like many, frequenting music venues like Call the Office or Embassy, Salt Lounge. I even worked at the Alex P. Keaton. There was no shortage of places to attend a live show, and even though these places do not exist anymore, others are starting to appear in their wake, and I'm sure will continue to do so, especially now. London has always produced and fostered undeniably unique talent. London is a city of music. It draws talent from neighboring communities, both near and far, weaving together a significant collaboration of various cultures and identities. In terms of the design of the piece, this is represented through the 5 arches of the musical staff, which are made up of intersecting blocks of color. It curves around the design, representing music in its original written language. It's from the verses of sheet music we are able to communicate. The rich history of music is represented by the green braille-like dots of the sound wave, which was taken from an audio recording of my voice saying, "London, city of music, another language of music." And then it's through way of vibrant, ultra-clear records that I am suggesting the significance of London's distinguishment as a hub for creative advancement. They're known as a recognizable symbol of rarity amongst a vast spectrum of musical interests, bold, clean, bright, and meant to instill a feeling of adoration and nostalgia. I created them using a poured resin technique, which was really hard, and mixed it with various dyes and pigments to achieve a transparent finish which showcases the layers of paint and musical references underneath. Some of you may understand this, but I was inspired by the overlay filter in Photoshop. I oftentimes use it when I'm designing to understand the relationship of how colors respond to each other when they are layered over one another. So the design is comprised of 5 interchangeable panels. They all work in harmony with each other no matter how they are arranged. So vertically or horizontally, the panels connect and disconnect effortlessly. Solo, duo, quartet, or big band style, any configuration will work should this ever be moved to a different location one day. It has been designed to do so. That being said, a lot of consideration was made to make sure it complemented its first home. Shout out to RBC Place London for supporting the project and providing this location. As a destination and inspiring meeting place for people from all walks of life, it is the perfect location to place the work. Through my decade-long career of creating temporary and permanent large-scale public works of art, I have witnessed the positive impact it makes on a community, its residents, and the businesses who hold space there. After studying sculpture and installation at OCAD University, I have had the privilege to work with a number of municipalities and communities across Southern Ontario, many who are often overlooked, like marginalized neighborhoods and small towns, and offer them a renewed sense of pride. This strengthens communities, it builds relationships, and it connects people, just like music. Throughout the creation of the artwork, there were various artists and musicians that contributed their talents quite literally to infuse the work with actual music, some of whom were performing here today. So opening the doors to my studio, Studio 51, space was created next to where I was working, where these artists could perform live sets. So shout out to Chuck Kitt, sound and lighting engineer, who provided all the equipment necessary to make this space legitimate for the musicians to be inspired and create, and Sherry Lemke, who photographed and documented everything. But major shout out to all the artists who came and performed, Elise LeGros, Chad Williamson, Lovers Band, Adam, Thomas, and Will, and Imogen Wass and friends. Your music was paramount to the project, and without it, the space would not have been as dynamic or alive. Almost there. I've come a long way since my first piece of public art sculpture back in 2012. Similarly, I had 1 month to create the artwork. However, I did not have the support of so many like I did with this piece. So at this point, I'm going to give my final shout outs. To my assistant, Jamie Sharon, you've helped in so many ways with the physical piece and also being a huge emotional support. Mom, you locked yourself in the studio with me for a few days and helped me paint all of the color blocking, so don't think this is the last time you're gonna help me. Shout out to Wynn Gleason, who constructed the mahogany boards as well as provided me with ongoing support, especially in the form of coffee after long nights at the studio. And then also Billy Burt Young, both very talented London artists and colleagues as part of the preparatory staff at Museum London. It was a privilege to install one of my own artworks with you here at RBC Place. And then also shout out to my boss, Ross Bell, for informing me of this opportunity in the first place. So to my dear family, my husband, Andrew Kitt, and my stepdaughter, Stevie, having your support, love, and encouragement on this and many other projects has allowed me to experiment and create in ways that I never thought possible. You both have been my biggest fans, and I'm so grateful to have you by my side with many more projects set to come. I look forward to continuing this journey with you. And then finally, Dad. I know you've been with me in spirit these last couple years, and especially now. It was you who guided me in the direction of the arts with your passion and undeniable talent. You were a master at your craft, and the reason why I have the confidence to take up space as a female public artist. This piece utilized a lot of techniques you taught me, and your love for music became my love for music. So I miss you, big guy, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tova. That was beautiful. Now I'd like to invite Janet Liu. Janet is the Vice President of the London Arts Council Board of Directors to the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. And good afternoon to Mayor Morgan, to Tova, and to everyone here gathered for this very special occasion. Special shout out, of course. I would be remiss if I didn't say special shout out to the artists in the room as well. So for those of you who I haven't had the pleasure yet of meeting, my name is Janet Liu. As Cheryl mentioned, I am the Vice President of the Board of Directors for the London Arts Council. I wanted to first acknowledge in the room, the Arts Council is led bravely and so wonderfully by Unju Yi and her staff. And we're also joined, I see a couple board members here as well. I wanted to acknowledge Alison Vanstone, our board president, and Chris Bendikas, who's also on the board as well. So first of all, Tova, I'm happy to meet you today, and thank you so much for explaining everything behind this beautiful, beautiful piece of art. Isn't this wonderful? This is stunning. When I walked in, now as a self-professed uncool person, I felt really cool right away when I saw that. all the cool vibes that were coming off the wall. It really does pop, and I really appreciate this, and all the meaning and the layers of meaning. And the fact that music really imbued in the process really touched my heart. Personally, because I'm a professional musician and music educator myself, I felt it really resonated with me. So thank you so, so much. I think you were able to capture the spirit and the vibrant energy that is the music and arts community of London, which is distinguished and honored as the UNESCO City of Music. And I'm thrilled that now everyone can now enjoy this beautiful piece of art for many, many years to come. And this is what we're really celebrating here, isn't it? Public art. Public art. It inspires, as we are witnessing here today. And a strong public art program brings communities together to celebrate the best of the city's diverse art and culture. And as Mayor Morgan has already mentioned, it bolsters civic pride and creates meaningful employment for artists and attracts tourism and investment. The successful completion of this London UNESCO City of Music mural project was made possible through the true collaborative efforts made by all partners involved in this project, and I wish to acknowledge them right now. First off, the City of London. They commissioned this project through Culture Services that manages the city's public art and monument program. Secondly, the London Music Office facilitated conversation, ensuring compliance with UNESCO brand guidelines. And the entire process was administered by your London Arts Council. Among many tasks, the LAC consulted with partners, developed and disseminated an equitably conscious call to artists, facilitated the artwork selection through an assessment panel of highly experienced art professionals. They worked with and consulted with our selected artist, Tova, helping manage timelines, budget, and payments, liaising with partners, and assisting with the installation process. And last but certainly not least, to RBC Place London for supporting this project by providing a prominent place and co-promoting this opportunity, participating in the selection process and assisting in the installation of the mural, as well as hosting this beautiful event today. So on behalf of the London Arts Council, board, and staff, I want to extend my sincerest and heartfelt thanks to the City of London for supporting arts and culture and for making this project happen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Janet. Now I'd like to invite Jennifer Diplock, the board chair of RBC Place London, to the stage, please.
Thanks, Cheryl. And good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jenny Diplock. I am the very proud board chair here at RBC Place London. RBC Place London, on an average year, on a normal year, I should say, hosts just over 300 events and welcomes over 125,000 delegates to this building through local, provincial, national, and international events that are hosted within the city. Most of you would recognize some of the more prominent events that we've hosted within this sector, which would include the Junos, Canada Country Music Week, the Ontario Music Educators Association Conference, and the Creative Cities Conference. Last April, members of our team attended the Summit 2022 hosted by the Chamber of Commerce at the Grand Theatre. And we heard about the meaning of the designation of the UNESCO City of Music, but we also heard a call to action for community leaders, partners, and members with the community to help bring that designation to life. And we left that summit feeling very inspired, and the team got to work. We make a point of spreading the word wherever we can, whether it's posting the UNESCO City of Music visuals and logo in and around our building, whether it's posting it on our website and our social accounts, or even hosting many of the events that will happen this week with the London City of Music Expo and City of Music Conference. Many of our conferences and special events like to integrate music into their events and highlight local artists. We recommend to our clients that they use tools like the London Music Artist Directory to select those local artists and to infuse them into their events. This mural is literally a shout from the rooftops and a very visible demonstration of our pride around the UNESCO City of Music designation, and a really beautiful way of welcoming guests into RBC Place London. Thank you, Tova. The City of Music location is literally, as I said, front and center, and it also speaks to the importance of culture and community pride as a vital component of the live event experience. We're so proud and thankful for the great partnerships that we've had over a number of years with the London Arts Council and the City of Music Cultural Office, from the mural that you may know in the Pedway to the graffiti mural on King Street, which you may have noticed is under a little bit of construction as it is set to become London's newest downtown parkette. As I think about the future of this mural and think about many of the messages that Tova shared with us today, I'm really proud of the partnerships and the opportunity to showcase to all of those delegates and attendees who come to this building this beautiful piece of art, and to honor the incredible pride that we have around the UNESCO City of Music designation. This mural literally represents that pride to us, and we couldn't be more proud to be home of this beautiful piece of art. Thank you all for your contributions, your partnership, and we look forward to many of the amazing conversations that this piece of art will spark with this in its new home. So thank you so much again for being here today, and I'll pass it back to Cheryl.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you everyone for coming out today to celebrate the London UNESCO City of Music mural. This unveiling kicks off events and activities celebrating London's unique status as the first UNESCO City of Music in Canada, including the London City of Music Expo tomorrow, March 30th, and the City of Music Conference on Friday, March 31st. We hope to see you all there. Mayor Morgan, Tova, Janet, and Jennifer will be gathering, it says around the new mural, but I'd really like to see how that works. Maybe below the new mural for a photo opportunity momentarily. And all our speakers are more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you.